Greetings, human. You must be the first of your kind I've seen who has traveled this far into this mystical domain. For that, I congratulate you, forest dweller. Although, I haven't come here just to tell you that you're just the human we...
Ugh, what a terrible trip. One of these days, someone would make a teleportation spell that won't ruin my beautiful wavy hair.
You again?
Excuse me, who do you think you're talking to? Oh, it's my little blue flame. How long has it been?
Apparently not long enough, Your Majesty.
I knew I smelled a human all the way from the village gates. Never did I think I would be the one to witness such an occasion.
I beg your pardon, madam, but I found him first, so he'll be joining us in my village.
Good human, don't tell me that you agreed to this. Just as I thought. Here he goes again, dragging humans away without giving them a word in edgewise.
You thought I was going to kidnap them like a mongrel? Huh. So typical of your kind to make terrible assumptions of us wisps.
Oh, I would never put it that way. I have an assumption that we were here for the same reason, darling. So, why don't we explain why we're having this petty argument in the first place?
Splendid idea.
Allow me to...
Actually, how about you allow me, since you rudely interrupted the proceedings to start with?
Fair is fair. Be my guest, sir.
Forgive me for not introducing myself. They call me the Master of the Graveyard. As you can see from my appearance and flames, I'm what you may call a will-o'-the-wisp. My tribe is responsible for guiding souls where they need to be.
Was that all? It sounds like you've said the same thing for the past millennium.
Oh, you can do better, I presume.
Certainly. As you can see, my dear human, I am a fox spirit, or a kitsune, as most of you might know me by. However, my tribe calls me the master of the courtyard, or I may as well be the empress of all my foxkin. You may assume that we fox spirits love to play tricks on people, but as empress, I'm leading my kitsune in a new direction. Playing tricks to humans' deaths is so 3,000 years ago. We tend to those who are lost and need a purpose in their dull lives. And believe me, darling, I can find purpose for every human I come across.
Purpose, you say?
Hush, you! You had your turn. Anyway, my tribe is in deep despair. My scouts reported that those terrible Oni mongrels are going to attack our beautiful village.
The Oni are invading your village as well?
What do you mean by as well?
One of my messenger wisps came back last night. They said a large army of Oni are on their way to conquer our lands.
Those bastards must have split up troops to attack on both sides of the forest. They must pay.
Yes, they will. However, with the armies they have, I'm afraid my wisps aren't enough to fight them off. We need a powerful human to have them slain. A story has been passed down in this forest from century to century. That if a human does tread on these lands, they will be able to face off any evil that will invade the innocent spirits here.
Great minds think alike, Blue Flame. The kitsune kind has grown up with that exact story. How adventurous, isn't it? I hate to break it to you, sweetheart, but I'm afraid my tribe needs them more. Although we kitsune are very nimble, there just aren't enough of us to tackle those giant brutes.
What a shame, madam.
Hence why this human will come with me. Please forgive the bumpy magical road. It isn't exactly the best path, but it is the quickest one.
Not while I'm studying here, lady. I found this human before you came along. If you wanted them so desperately, you should have come quicker here.
I beg your pardon, sir, but you shall never speak to the Kitsune Empress that way unless you had plans to be snuffed out today, so that your little tribe will be crushed by those ugly creatures.
We can set flames to your village and have you ridden off just as well, Empress. So I suggest you refrain yourself from testing my temper.
Temper? Who knew you had one? So, human, if you were to pick a side between me and my flamey friend, I can make you an offer you can't refuse. If you choose to protect me and my people, rescue us from the pending doom that will ruin our tribe and leave us homeless, I will offer hills upon hills of gold and jewels so that you will never grow hungry or sick ever again. Furthermore, you are quite the looker, much too beautiful to be single for the rest of your life. So I will promise that if you come live in my village, I will find you the perfect spouse to fulfill your greatest and most romantic desires.
That's very basic of you, Empress. Human, I can offer you a much bigger reward if you come assist me in my tribe's time of need. We spirits will offer you great assistance in battle, so much so that you will be stronger than any human or mythical creature who lives within these trees. So powerful, in fact, that even if a sword were to stab you, no wound will weaken you or lessen your lifespan. Not even an Oni's strength will be able to tear you limb from limb like they would if you fight for the Kitsune.
And you think I make assumptions about you, Blue Flame? What makes you think that I would ever steer this poor human to death?
The very fact that none of you have the same immortality as we do, and you're going to throw this poor creature into battle against a whole herd?
This human climbed a very rocky cliff to get here. I think their strength is better than any average human's.
One human against over 50 Oni each. You do the math.
You know as well as I that I don't bother with such things.
War is approaching, madam. I suggest you start bothering. Made a decision already?
That was very fast of you, human. Very decisive.
Yes, a very positive trait for you to have in such dire needs.
Well then,
What is your answer?
I beg your pardon, darling, but I'm not sure if I heard correctly.
Did I hear the words, both of you? Both of us? That is not possible. Our villages are not near each other. The Oni armies have split up to attack us both. A human cannot be in two places at once.
I don't agree with Blue Flame often, but when I do, it is a strong agreement. Dearest human, those Oni in larger numbers are near impossible to beat. How do you think you can fight for the both of us?
Join forces, you say?
My, the wisps and the kitsune have never joined an alliance before.
It is practically against our rules to do such a thing.
However, the both of us are in great danger, and our people need us more than ever in the existence of our kinds.
I can't believe I am agreeing with a kitsune, but I must for the sake of my people.
I'm glad you agree. If the human is wanting the both of us to join together so that they can win for the both of us, then what is to refuse?
There is just one issue.
What could it be?
Having this human take both of our gifts cannot be acceptable. If this human were to receive both immortal power and riches beyond compare, there will be an imbalance if we let him have both.
Oh yes, that is a good point. We can't have this human immediately receive a god status. We don't want to start a human uprising here in the forest. If too many humans were to... Ugh! I don't want to think about it.
Yes, the last thing we need is another invasion.
Either way, we will sort that out at another time. We have a bigger problem on our hands.
We do not have too much time to spare. We must speak with our people at once. I can't say that mine will be keen to the idea at first, but what other options do we have?
Yes, my people are fickle as well. But this is our home we are talking about. I'm more than sure we can put aside our differences just this once.
But we will keep our promises to lend this human both of our strengths.
Oh yes, the master of the courtyard
And the master of the graveyard is
is
always true to their word.
No matter the cost.
No matter the circumstance.
Take
our hands, human, and come with us, peer deeper into the forest.